Okay, let's talk about something that can really tie your stomach in knots. The AMH number. It shows up on your lab results and it just feels like this verdict, like a final judgment on your fertility. But what if it's not? What if we could look at it in a totally different way? That's what we're going to do right now.
Seriously, have you ever gotten that result back, looked at the number, and just felt your heart drop? That thought, well, maybe that's it. Maybe it's impossible now. If you felt that, I just want you to know you are so not alone. That feeling is real, and it's exactly what we're going to tackle head on.
So our goal here is actually pretty simple, but it's really powerful. We're going to completely reframe what this number means. We're going to take it out of that fear bucket, and we're going to put it right where it belongs in our strategy toolkit.
And let's just start with the single most important thing I'm going to say in this entire explainer. If you remember nothing else, remember this. I'm going to say it really clearly because it's that crucial. A low AMH number does not mean you can't get pregnant, period.
Now, to really get why that's true, we have to completely dismantle the biggest misconception about this test. Let's dig into what the AMH number actually tells us and, maybe even more importantly, what it absolutely doesn't.
So here's the mix-up. Most of us see that AMH result and we think, oh, okay, this is a score for my chances of getting pregnant. But it's not. It's actually way more specific than that. It's just an indicator of your ovarian reserve. Think of it as a rough estimate of the quantity of eggs you have. That distinction is everything. Quantity, not quality. And this really shows you the limits of the test, right? It tells you nothing, zero, about the quality of those eggs. It can't predict if fertilization will happen or if implantation will be successful. These are absolutely crucial pieces of the puzzle that the AMH number it can't even see.
So, if it's not some final judgment, then what is it? Well, it's a tool, and a really powerful one at that. I want you to start thinking of it like the first clue you find on a map that you're creating for your own personal journey.
This is the real reason your doctor runs the test. It's not to give you a pass or fail grade on your fertility. It's all about gathering information to build the best, most effective, most personalized plan for you. Someone with a really high AMH might have a totally different timeline and set of options than someone with a lower one, and that's perfectly okay. It's all just information.
I just love this metaphor. It's not a stop sign. It's not a dead end. It's a symbol on your map, like steep hill ahead or river crossing here. It just gives you intel on the terrain so you can figure out the best way to move forward.
And this whole way of thinking, it doesn't just apply to your AMH. It is just as important when we look at another number that can cause a whole lot of anxiety: clinic success rates.
When you see a clinic's success rate posted online, it can feel like someone is giving you your odds. But you have to remember, that number is just an average. It lumps everybody together, people of all different ages with all different diagnoses and situations. It is not, and it really never can be, a prediction of your specific outcome.
Okay, so we've talked about all this data: AMH, success rates, all the other tests. But the real power isn't in the numbers themselves. Nope, it's in how you use them. So let's talk about how to turn all this data into a real plan of action.
This right here, this is the critical mindset shift. It's about going from being a passive person who just gets numbers to being an active driver on your own journey. The goal is to go from being someone who fears the data to someone who uses it to their advantage.
So how do you actually do that? You start by asking one simple, incredibly powerful question. The next time you get a result, you look right at your doctor and you ask, okay, given this number, what are my options? Asking this one question, it changes everything. It completely shifts the entire dynamic from, oh no, this is bad news, to, okay, let's plan. It turns what feels like a dead end into a crossroad with a bunch of different paths. It shows your whole medical team that you are a partner in this, that you're ready to build a strategy together.
So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this one thought. That number on the page, it's just data. The meaning you give it is what really matters. So are you going to let it be a wall that stops you in your tracks? Or are you going to use it as the first mark on a map that's guiding you toward your next step? That choice is all yours.